Hey friend, welcome. I'm Jen. I'm a part-time online clothing reseller, and that means I go to thrift stores, I buy used clothes, I list them on eBay and Poshmark, and I sell them for a profit. Today I have 19 items that sold over the past 6 days. So I usually do a daily what sold so that I can kind of track a pretty, live up to date what is selling. But I have been on a trip with my husband. My husband had a work trip. I was able to go with him. And so I put my eBay store on vacation. And I have a couple things I want to talk about in this video because some things happened. But the first thing I wanted to talk about was the difference between extending shipping time and putting a store on vacation. So first of all, I should tell you my gross sales is $566.92. I'm just gonna tell you because it's right here on this label that I'm gonna throw away in a second. My profit for the 6 days is $357.71. So today's Monday, June 18th, I think. And we left Tuesday morning. So I did ship like 2 or 3 items. I did a video Tuesday. Shipped just a couple things. And then I went on vacation. Well, it wasn't on vacation, it was a work trip. But anyway, we left. Prior to that, last week, like the beginning of the month, I also was on a trip, but instead of putting my store on vacation mode, I actually extended my handling time. So I started off with a 7-day handling time, and then throughout the week while I was gone, I just kind of bumped the handling time down so that it would all be kind of due to ship the day that I got back, or the first day that I was able to ship. That might sound a little chaotic, and it felt a little chaotic, but that's what I did. And I actually about halfway through this vacation talked to my husband, and I was like, this is not working very well. This vacation thing is terrible. But one of the reasons I had done that differently is when I was gone, the first part of the month, my husband was home. And so there was a time like somebody said, hey, can you get this to me quicker? And I was able to call my husband, and he and my daughter had done shipping for me one day. And then, that person who wanted something very quickly, I called him, he shipped that out really fast. I was gone for 8 days that time, and I sold 38 items. This time I was gone 6 days, and I sold 19 items. That's a pretty significant difference. That's almost half. And I know that there's 2 days discrepancy, right? But it ends up being almost $5 items per day with the handling time difference versus just a little over 3 items per day with putting my store on vacation. Now, when I did put my store on vacation, no one was home. There was the dog sitter was here, but I wasn't going to call her and ask her to ship things for me. So, there was that. I did have some backup when I had just put it on time away. So I am leaving again later this week. June is nuts. But again, my husband will be home. This is a trip that I am going on with one of my daughters and a group that she is a part of. And, I'm going to do the handling time again. I'm not going to put my store on vacation mode. But again, my husband will be home to help me. And actually, one of my other daughters might do some shipping with me or for me. I'm hoping she'll do a video, but we'll see. I'm not going to pressure her. She doesn't want to do it. She doesn't have to. Okay, this is a lot of talking. I'm so sorry. We're gonna get to it here. This is Catherine's. This actually was just returned to me. Super cute, like kind of gauzy cotton Catherine's top. It was returned for fit. It sold again real fast within a few days. So I don't know how much it sold. I don't know how long it took to sell the first time, but it wasn't long. Catherine's button-up tops have an average sale price of $15.91 and a 28% sell-through rate. The last time it sold, the total was around $27.92 and my profit was $16.40. And I made a little bit more this time around, except also a little bit less because this one did sell when I was doing free returns. And so I did have to pay for the return shipping. So I do have some other costs into it now at this point, I guess, because of that. But anyway, it sold for $24.96 was my full price. I do have a 15% off coupon and they used that. And they paid shipping on eBay, so they paid a total of $27.97. I paid $1.47 for it at a local thrift store, and my profit ends up being $17.50. So there's that. This is a belt. It is like a woven leather, and let's see if I can show you the brand. It's in embossed back there. It's Fossil is the brand. I bought this 3.5 months ago in a bigger town. I don't know what store I bought it at. When I say bigger town, I mean a city. It was a suburb of a city near me. So anyway, Fossil woven leather belts have an average sale price of $14.83 and a 21% sell-through rate. This one sold for $17.06 plus shipping on eBay. And so they paid a total of $21.25. This person did contact me and asked for some specific measurements. So I gave them and then they bought, which is great. I bought it 3.5 months ago. I paid $2 for it. My profit is, I just made a really weird face. My profit is $10.91. I will say there's probably gonna be some crazy background noise and the lighting is weird, and that's because my garage door's open and it's pretty early in the morning and it's humid as all get out because summer in the Midwest. But I needed some air movement through my garage. I work in my garage. I ship belts, bras, hats in these 8x, 6x4 boxes. These are eBay branded and I buy them on eBay with my shipping. I never say this right. My shipping supply discount coupon, I think, that I get for having a store. So this is a course companion for level 7. This is by The Good and the Beautiful. If you've seen any of my videos over the past couple weeks, I've been selling some homeschool curriculum. A friend of mine gave me a bunch. If you find any at a thrift store, at a yard sale, I certainly have found some at a yard sale. There's some really yeah, there's some stuff that's worth selling in the homeschool curriculum genre. I am using a recycled mailer for this, and actually this one even has like an extra sticky, like it's meant to be recycled. Anyway, The Good and the Beautiful course companion has an average sale price of $22.50 and a 33% sell-through rate. I think the sell-through rate is really good. The average sale price included some items that had like the course book as well, and mine was just the course companion. The only other one that sold for $5. Mine sold for $5.96. Whew. Plus shipping, so they paid $9.94. I have zero cost of goods because it was given to me. It sold in about a month. My profit is $2.88. I did go ahead and list that, even though I knew my profit was not going to be a lot, because books like that are a pretty quick, you know, you don't take very many pictures. It's a quick, easy listing, and it did have a pretty decent sell-through rate. All right, this I thought I made a mistake on and I didn't. Oh, okay, so I'm probably gonna say, like, I can't believe I keep doing this. I made a huge mistake. Huge. And I'm not so mad about that mistake as the fact that I keep making mistakes. It's very frustrating. I will tell you, it just kind of randomly ended up on the bottom of my pile, so it will be the last thing, but I promise we will get to it. And yeah. Anyway, this sold the day after I made the mistake, and I thought I had made another mistake. But this is a little vintage Winnie the Pooh romper. It sold within an hour, but I think somebody just had, because they messaged me after and asked if I had any more Winnie the Pooh items. So I think maybe somebody just had a little alert, you know, set. You can like save your searches and have eBay send you alerts when stuff is listed. So I think that was just the case. Somebody really likes little baby Winnie the Pooh vintage things. And yeah. So anyway, vintage Winnie the Pooh rompers have an average sale price of $22.51 and a 30% sell-through rate. Oh boy, I am almost out of those. That's not good. Okay, I'm gonna use a little one. I have like little teeny tiny ones. I need to get some of those. Okay. I'm gonna need to fold this just a little more so it fits in my little teeny tiny one. All right, this romper sold for $29.96. If you saw my bins haul that I just posted last week, I found a bunch of little vintage USA made. I found a bunch of vintage clothes. Some of it was completely trashed, but anyway, I say that my cost of goods on this was $1 because it just didn't weigh very much at all. And I don't know how to put this thing on this little tiny poly mailer. Okay. Anyway, it sold in less than an hour. I say that I paid $1 for it. They paid a total of $30.92 with shipping. My profit is $21.24. Yeah, so like I said, the person did message me and ask if I had any more Winnie the Pooh stuff, which I was thinking unlisted things, and so I told her no. And then when I went into my inventory, I do have a couple little Winnie the Pooh items in my store, but anyway, this is Lane Bryant. These are like pull-on pant leggings. They're pretty heavyweight. I think these were also in one of the thrift hauls that I did over the past few weeks. I've had quite a few thrift hauls because, again, I was away, so I saved up some thrift hauls to post while I wasn't shipping. These did not take very long to sell either. So Lane Bryant pull-on pants have an average sale price of $14.60 and a 23% sell-through rate. Mine sold for $15 plus shipping. They paid a total of $24. Shipping seems kind of high. I do calculated shipping. I don't know if that's the right thing to do. I've talked about it before, but regardless. I paid 50 cents for these at my favorite thrift store, which has a bag sale, so I don't pay very much money for items. And my profit is $13.50. Sold in 12 days. Not very long. I did have someone comment on the video that they liked, I think it was these pants. And I don't give out my store right now for safety and privacy reasons, but people do find it. So, potentially that's from a viewer, if so, thank you. But anyway, this is cool and this is good. This is like a bolo, and well, wait. I don't know. I've seen this on bolo lists before. Okay, I mean, look at it. It's really cool, right? It is a skull. It's embroidered. It's got all those floral things. I think you would look that up. Would you look that up? I don't know. Anyway, I didn't look it up. I just bought it because I recognized the name from a Jack Valentine. It's the YouTube channel. Anyway, they used to do, sometimes they do bolo videos, and a long time ago they brought this one up. It's called Skull Cashmere, And it is in fact a cashmere sweater. It's really cool. Anyway, the sell-through rate is not great. It's only 14%. The average sell price is $39.91. And that's just for school cashmere sweaters overall, right? So I bought this, I don't know, a little while ago. I was thrifting with my sister in that bigger city near me. And I was real excited. I just grabbed it real fast. I paid $7 for it and I didn't even care. I was so excited. And then when I saw the sell-through rate, I was like, oh man, I don't know, maybe that was a bad choice. But I listed it for $100, which is probably high. But I saw similar things not sold for that, but listed. Somebody offered me $50. I checked the sell-through rate again. Average sell price was $37.91, so I sold it for $50. I thought that was great. It sold in about 2 weeks. It did take me a little longer to list it because I don't know. Oh, it had a smell. And so I like left it outside, try to get the smell out. Anyway, my profit's $33, which I think is great. 2 weeks for $33. This is cute. Some really cute things. Okay, this is just like a button-up shirt, right? It looks like a little floral cute button-up shirt. It's Talbot's. No big deal. But it does have little mushrooms on it. Can you see that in the print? They're little tiny mushrooms. I don't know. Anyway, the mushrooms didn't really do anything for the sell-through rate. But I thought they were cute. I think it did something for actually selling it. But a Talbot's button-up has an average sell price of $15.09 and a 19% sell-through rate. Mine sold for $24 on Poshmark. So I did pay 50 cents for it at my favorite thrift store, which is great. Took 6 weeks to sell, and my profit on this is $18.70. Oh, I didn't do that. Okay. I am using Tyvek mailers to send most of my I don't know what I'm doing. My Poshmark items. You can use any priority mail, envelopes, boxes, whatever. These are just easy for me. And I believe they're recyclable. I don't know if that's true or not. I can give you all the information about that. Okay, usually when I do the Tyvek mailers, I don't like these little flaps. And so I add these little priority mail stickers onto the ends. However, someone just mentioned on a comment that they don't think that that's actually right, that you're only allowed to use these stickers on, I forgot to do it on this one, on items that you're not already using priority, okay, non-priority envelopes and boxes. So like the box that I shipped the belt in, right? That didn't have priority. If I had paid for a priority label, I could stick the stickers on. I haven't had time to check that out. I have never heard that before. I also never specifically asked. However, I took my packages. I'll get there. I took my packages into the post office for over 1.5 years. I used QR codes because I didn't have a label printer. And yeah, that worked out really well for me. I had a pretty good relationship with the people in the post office. I shipped pretty much exactly like I do now. So I had done that and they never said anything to me about it. Not that that makes it right. I just don't know if it's wrong. Anyway, thank you to whoever brought that up to me because I will look into it, but until then I'm gonna keep using it. I don't know, maybe that's the wrong way to go about it. This is Patagonia. I was super excited to find. Not something I find very often, but it's a little dress. It's called the Ashley West dress, apparently. I don't know how I figured that out. I think I Google Lensed it. But I bought this for my daughter. I think she liked the style and then didn't like the pattern on it. The print is kind of, I don't know. I think it's cute. It's just not very much my daughter. Anyway, it's just like a jersey knit, you know, feels like a t-shirt little dress. The Ashley West dress has an average sale price of $22.23 and a 15% sell-through rate. And sold for $31 on Poshmark. I did probably list it a little high because I paid $11 for it when I went to Pigeon Forge in April, and I think that is on that thrift haul is on my channel as well. When I went to Pigeon Forge, yeah, I uploaded that when I was gone at the beginning of the month. So anyway, my profit's only $13.80, but considering I bought it originally, my plan was to give it to my daughter, but she didn't want it. I'm not too sad about that, and I'm never too sad about selling Patagonia. When I look up sell-through rate, I look on eBay's product research tool, which I access through my seller hub. You can get it on the app, but it doesn't give you the sell-through rate. It only gives you the average sale price on the app. So I use it through the seller hub just so that I can get that sell-through rate. I do calculate sell-through rate as the amount of items sold divided by the amount of items sold and listed. Other people do it different ways. I don't care how they do it. I'm just telling you how I do it. These are a pair of leggings. It's a brand called SheFit, and I found these at a Plato's Closet of all things. And they were on like their 90% off, or I don't know. Anyway, my average cost, I think when I went to this Plato's was $3 per item. These actually did not have a size anywhere. So I listed them on the lower side. They actually also have some pilling, but I have sold a couple SheFit bras like super fast. So when I saw the leggings, I was like, sure, those will sell too. Well, yeah, the sell-through rate's only $13 and average sell price is $17.68. So, you know, $3, that's not terrible. I try to make $15 per item, but that doesn't always work out, unfortunately. I listed these on the low end, 1, because the sell-through rate was low, 2, because I didn't know the size for sure, and 3, because they are worn, you know, they don't look brand new. So anyway, they sold in about 2 months for $12.77 plus shipping. So they paid $18.72 and my profit is $7.69. I don't know. Was that worth it? Probably not. Did I comp it in the store? Probably not. Yeah. I don't always do the right thing, as we will see. These are so cute. So these are the back. They're little baby, well, they're not baby. They're like, I think they're a size 6. Jodhpurs, Jods, they're riding pants, equestrian pants. So they have this little patch here. These feel like suede. These have a little, it's not embroidered. I don't know what that is, but the bum is embroidered with these little horses. Oh my word, so cute. I found these for $2 at, I'm pretty sure, Salvation Army. I was thrifting with my mom and my sister. They do not have a good sell-through. Yeah, little kid riding pants only have a 7% sell-through rate, and the average sale price was $4.95. However, these sold for $24. I apparently listed them pretty high. They were a little unique. They're not in like super great condition. You can tell that they're worn. But they were kind of unique, so I probably listed them a little high because of that. But yeah, they sold for $24 on Poshmark in about 2 months. So my profit is $17.20. And I'm gonna need to get a bigger, why didn't I grab that earlier? I need to grab one of my big poly mailers for this next item because it's bulky. All right, hopefully I'll remember to edit that out, but if I don't, I'm sorry. This is a big bulky robe. Ooh. I don't know what that noise is. Sounds like a plane, I guess. Okay, it's a robe. It is Barefoot Dreams Cozy Chic. You can see that. I found this at the bins and I was so excited because I'd never found Barefoot Dreams anything before. So I just snagged it. The bins are the Goodwill outlet where you pay by the pound, but it has a pretty snarled belt. And I had it kind of just sitting in a pile for a long time. So it took 3 months to sell, but I think I've had this thing for too long. All right, I usually wrap everything in tissue paper and put my little thank you sticker on it, but I'm afraid it's not gonna go in my poly mailer very easily if I do that. And if I don't do that, I can just shove it in my poly mailer. Okay, so Barefoot Dreams Cozy Chic robes have an average sale price of $25.69, but only a 5% sell-through rate. That's tough, 5%. That means, you know, just for some easy math, there's 5 that sold and 95 that are listed. Mine has a chewed up belt and is not in great condition, so I listed it super low. And somebody offered me even less, and I took it because I knew I was gonna make some money because I bought it at the bins. So they offered me $12. I don't know what happened. Sometimes with calculated shipping, I end up making more money than I think I should. Ooh, that's a pretty sounding bird. Yeah, they ended up paying $27.70 for shipping, so I'm not really sure what happened there. I did buy it at the bins. I averaged my cost of goods at $3 because this is bulkier, heavier. Heavier really is the issue. Bulky doesn't matter at the bins, but yeah, my profit ends up being $14.56 because for some reason I made more money on there. I did not opt in to the thing. I haven't heard anybody talk about it in a while, where you know, eBay was allowing sellers to give their if you purchase your, oh my word, I'll get there. If you purchase your shipping label through eBay, you get a discount on the label. So say somebody pays $10 for a label. This is made up numbers, right? And they pay $10 for the label that, or for shipping, that goes to me. And then I pay $7 because they give me, say, a 30% discount. And it varies. It varies with the percentages based on what, like if you use priority, or like there's no shipping discount for media mail. Anyway, you have the option of passing that discount on to your buyer. I have not opted into that. I think that it helps cover things like, you know, the poly mailers and the tissue paper and all that kind of stuff, as well as my time. But also, I don't know. I just didn't do it. That's what I was gonna say. Also, it might cost me sales. I don't know. Maybe I'll do an experiment on it. Not today. Ann Taylor, this is what this is. This is a little skirt suit set. This was in my aesthetics video that I did with Gretchen, the Restless Thrifter. I did this for Corpcore. And I don't know if it sold because it's Corpcore, but but it's pretty cute. So Ann Taylor is pretty expensive. So anyway, Ann Taylor skirt suit set has an average sale price of $28.54 and a 29% sell-through rate. I think that's pretty good. I look for 25 when I'm shopping. However, I don't always hit that, as you can see. Mine sold for $37. It is a tall. It was a 2, which is kind of a little size, but a tall. So I did kind of price higher because of that. This, what was I gonna say? It took 3 months to sell. I did get it from a friend who I'm kind of doing consignment with. So we are splitting a profit of $29.60. So that makes my part of the profit $14.80, which I think is good. I probably will adjust how I do consignment from now on, because I think 50-50, I don't know that I'm satisfied with that. I don't know. All right, this is actually kind of cool, but it has some factors that make the sell-through rate ridiculous. The average sale price, not the sell-through rate. So this is a button-up. It is a wool blend. It's 40% wool and then polyester and viscose, right? It's Claiborne, which is, I don't know, but look at that. Fabric woven in Italy. I have learned to look things up if they're made in Italy and be very specific about it. So Claiborne didn't give me any information at all. If I look up wool blend button up made in Italy, the sell-through rate is 24%. The average sale price is $88.80. Mine did not sell that high. It did sell for a pretty decent amount of money though. Hold on. I got things going on here. I'm gonna need to look over this. I keep finding things, which makes me little fuzzies and hairs, and the last thing you want to do as a buyer is open up a hairy shirt, you know? Nobody wants that. And I don't want a negative for it, you know? Okay, so sell-through rate is 24%. The average sale price is $88.80. Mine did not sell that high. I think I already said all this. Anyway, regardless. There was one that sold for over $600, which just, you know, skews that average. That's the thing about average sale price, is it's an average. Yeah, one that sold for over $600, a couple in the $200 range, most in the like 20 to 40 range. The ones that sold in the hundreds were like Yves Saint Laurent, okay? Or just Saint Laurent, not even Eve. Is Eve the girl version? I don't know. Anyway, like very high-end designer. Claiborne, not so much. Anyway, sold for I'll get it. $32 plus shipping. So they paid $38.60. This was actually an international buyer, so they did pay more than that, but I only have to pay the shipping to get it to, I think it's Chicago. I think it's, actually I can tell you. Yeah, Glendale Heights, Illinois. So they will actually, I'm gonna put it in a recycle. I like to use recycled mailers when I can, especially when I have like 5 poly mailers left. I need to order them today. They are gonna take my package and they're gonna repackage it and send it to wherever this person lives. So that's a international shipping program that eBay does, and I think it's great. I have had lots of, I'm not sure what I'm doing here. This is not working very well. Okay. I'm getting there. I'm getting there. what I was going to say about it was, if you're not doing the international thing, it's super easy, and I suggest that you do it. That's what I was trying to say about it. This is actually like a package that came from my stepmom. And so instead of like a label on it, it's just like my name and address written in Sharpie on the thing, instead of like a printed out label that, you know, you get when you buy something from Amazon or Walmart or wherever, right? Anyway, it's just making it a little more tricky than I was anticipating. Dumb things, but real life things. Okay. I just fell on the floor. I feel like I was saying something, but I don't remember what it was. This is a denim jumper, a, you know, like overall dress. That's what I call them. It's pretty long. I would say it's probably midi length. It is a plus size. The brand is Vintage Blue. It doesn't really matter what the brand is, but when it's a vintage denim jumper and it's a plus size, buy them. Now, the comps do not say that. It tells me that the average sale price is $23.26, which is good, but an 11% sell-through rate. However, personally, 50% of the plus size denim jumpers that I have bought have sold. And actually, it might be a little more than 50%, but I don't know. I think that I don't know what I think. Yeah, I think that sometimes sell-through rate is really important to know. But I think that there's other factors. You know, personal experience is one of those. Gut is one of those. Sometimes you just have a feeling about things. Sometimes condition is a factor, right? Or cost. Something can have a really good sell-through rate, but if I'm not going to make any money on it, there's no point. Anyway, this sold for $25 plus shipping on eBay. They paid a total of $35.80. I paid $2 for it at the bins, and my profit is $22.74. So 4 months to sell. So, you know, that's makes sense with the sell-through rate. All right, these are a pair of vintage Levi's. These are 550s. They do have a white tab. I don't know if that matters or not. I will show you on the Levi's. Okay, so I know that made in the USA is really good. That's important. This papery tag is a vintage tag. And then right here, it actually, there's a couple of different sets of numbers. The second set, it says 1297, and it means it was made in, I believe that means the 12th month of 1997. So I did put 1997 in my listing. I've either had these for 6 months or 6 weeks. I don't know if I had them for a long time and then just didn't list them. Maybe they got stuck in like my, I think I had to soak them for a while, like stain treat them. I'm not sure. Anyway, I think they've been listed for 6 weeks, if that's accurate. Levi's 550s vintage, made in the USA, have an average sell price of $20.63 and a 34% sell-through rate. I sold for $17 on Poshmark. Paid $0 for them, I guess. Sometimes if I find things that have stains, which makes sense that would be what it was. If I find things that have stains, I will just put a 0 cost of goods and not calculate them into like my average cost of goods if I'm averaging for that trip or whatever. My profit on these is $13.60. These are super cute, I think. Little Hawaiian linen blend shorts. These are the brand Jones New York. Sell-through rate was decent on these. Let's see. $9.35 was the average sale price, which is pretty low, and 24% sell-through rate. I had to think about what that was called for a second. Mine sold for $16 on Poshmark. Let's see, these were in my Christmas bins haul. So again, bought by the pound. I averaged my cost of goods at $2 for most items. And makes my profit $10.80. They did take 5 months to sell. But I bought them in December, right? So it makes sense that it would take a little bit of time. And also, you know, sell-through rate is not super high. Oh my goodness. My tissue paper is getting out of control here. All right, I did have... I don't know what I was going to say. I had something. Oh. All right. This is a Chico's button-up. It is, oh, I put eyelet, but I don't know that that's really eyelet. It's more like a floral lace. It is new with tags, which is great, but it has a flaw. It was like kind of eaten by a bear or something. I'm not really sure what happened there. So let's see, Chico's button-ups, and I think I did add eyelet. Have an average sale price of $28.16. I did filter by new for that, and a 33% sell-through rate. Mine sold for $18 again with the flaw, plus shipping on eBay for $24.80. That was a weird way to say that. Bought again at the bins. Lots of bins items today. That's great. Love to save things from landfill. And makes my profit $13.83. It did take 9 months to sell, but again, there was a flaw, so I'm not really surprised. I don't think I noticed the flaw when I bought it. Mistakes were made. Certainly am not perfect. Never want to claim to be. All right, this is pretty cool. It's a little, I don't know, button up. The brand is Tory Richard. I thought the label was kind of interesting, and so I looked them up. There were 3 of them. I sold one almost instantly when I bought them, but it was 9 months ago. And that one I think was a little more bright. And then I still have one that is still listed. So do with that what you will. Tory Richard button-ups have an average sell price of $19.49 and a 23% sell-through rate. I definitely, like, there were some Hawaiian prints. Those were probably the ones that were sold the most. And, you know, brighter ones. So this sold for $18 on Poshmark. I spent $2.15 at a local thrift store. It took 9 months to sell, and my profit is $12.25. Whew. All right. We're here. I have one more item to show you, and it's a doozy. Are you excited? Can you guess what it is? If you have a guess, put it in the comments. So let's put a label on so we got a minute. So, I'm not entirely sure where to start with this. I guess I'll just share the story. Okay, I showed you all the little vintage baby clothes. I found a little Oshkosh romper thing. It's a, I would call that a bubble romper because it, you know, has that kind of bubbly shape. I I've sold Oshkosh denim overalls before. I found some really good, like, cute florally ones that sold for like $85 a couple years ago. Anyway, I looked these up. These have like watermelon and cherries and strawberries on there, little gingham, right? So what I looked up was Oshkosh Bubble Romper cherries. Okay. So the average sale price was $127.75 with a 50% sell-through rate. Now they were not all the same. So the one that looked like mine, most similar to mine, sold for $40. And then there was one that was exactly like mine, listed but not sold, for $60, but it was blue, not red. Okay. I listed it for $100. I felt like that made sense to me because I had sold things, you know, I'd sold one for $85 before. So I listed it for $100 and thought, this seems good to me. So I listed it and it sold. Before I like even turned around, I had an offer for $65, somebody messaging me asking if I would take an offer, and then it had sold. Like, I saw the offer and the message after I'd already seen that it had sold. I know because of my past experiences that had I seen the messages before it sold, I would have like ended the listing real fast and redone it, because I know that is a signal that I've done something wrong. But it had already sold, so there was nothing I could do. I had listed it for $100. I have a 15% off coupon on my store, so they bought it for $85 plus shipping. They spent $90.22, which is fantastic. I bought it for $1-ish, less than that, at the bins. It was gonna go in the landfill. I made $72.23. I am thrilled with that. Like, I am fine. Like, that is fine. Okay. But I was talking to my husband about it and I'm like, there's something weird. Like, what is it? So I start looking again. And this time I picked a different fruit. I had looked up Oshkosh Bubble Romper cherries and that was what I found, right? I felt like based on that, I was so wrong. So I looked up Bubble Romper strawberries. Average sale price, still the same. $127.37, 75% sell-through rate. I mean, there's not many sold or listed, so. The exact one, I mean exact. There was one sold for $120. There was one sold for $175, and there was one sold 10 days ago for $250. Like, what is wrong with me? Like I said, like, if this was just like a one-off thing, but I keep doing this, and it's like, I told my husband, I'm like, why can't I make mistakes with $30 items? Why do I always have to make the mistakes with the $250 items and the $400 items and the $85 items and the $150 items? Like, why does this, I mean, seriously, this makes 4 pretty massive mistakes in a year. I've lost, I mean, what are we going to count this as? $100. I probably easily could have sold it for $200, right? That's $100. I missed out on about $50 on a hat about a year ago. I missed out on $400 on that sweater. Like, these are expensive mistakes that I keep making. And I really thought, like, I looked at all the listeds, I looked at all the solds, like, I really thought I had done my due diligence. But darn it, I just picked the wrong fruit. Like, that's so dumb. It's so frustrating. So anyway, overall, I am happy. What did I make? $350 when I was gone. I was, I was working. it was a family trip. All my kids went with me. We went to my in-laws. My husband was working. I thrifted, you know, but it was essentially vacation for me. I made a fair amount of money while I was on vacation, or away. So overall, I'm like, it's just that I keep making these darn mistakes, and I feel like I'm doing my due diligence while the sweater I did not. That was totally on me. But everything else, I don't know what I'm doing wrong. So if you have any advice or thoughts, and please, like, don't feel bad for me. I made $75 on this little baby thing. That's fantastic. I am not sad about it at all. I'm just frustrated with myself that I keep making mistakes over and over and over again. So, I would love to know two things. One, tell me about some mistakes you've made. Certainly, I'm not the only one. I know I'm not the only one. Every time I keep making mistake videos, more and more people tell me I'm not alone in this, and I'm grateful that we can kind of commiserate together and be frustrated together, and also cheer each other on and encourage each other through these mistakes, and, you know, to hopefully do better next time. But I have another, like, Oshkosh overalls that I'm so afraid to list because I'm afraid I'm gonna screw it up. They're not worth as much. They're probably worth $30. Why couldn't I have messed up on those? Anyway, yeah, anyway, regardless, I'm afraid that I'm gonna mess up. I do remember thinking for a fleeting second, maybe I should throw this on auction, and I didn't, and I should have. It's so frustrating. Okay, anyway, when have you made a mistake? What mistake? Share with me. I would love to know. And also, do you have an opinion on, have you done the experiment like I have with the putting it on vacation time or extending the handling time? I hope I explained that well, but I don't know. Anyway, thank you so much for joining me. I really, especially when stuff like this happens, I'm so thankful that I can chat with you and share my deepest woes, my biggest frustrations, and also some of my greatest wins. I'm thankful that you're my friend and we can hang out together on YouTube together. Make sure you like the video if you did, and subscribe if you haven't. Hopefully most of my videos are not quite as dramatic as this one, but I do try to share mostly daily what is selling for a part-time work at home full-time mom reseller. So yeah, next week I will be gone again, so I will have videos this week through Thursday, and then I'm not entirely sure what I'm gonna do yet. I do have 2 video ideas percolating. I have a thrift haul, and my daughter might do a ship with me video while we're gone. My daughter Elle. Yeah, so anyway, we'll see how that works out. Yeah, I guess that's it. I'll see you soon.